I don't know if you knew this, but a lot of buildup actually causes your hair to like stop growing or decrease the growth. What is poppin', everybody? Welcome to my channel. My name is Sophia, and in this video I'm going to talk about 7 things that I'm doing this winter in order to grow and protect my hair. I came here with some proofs. Here's what my hair looks like right now. This is actually a screenshot from my latest vlog. Go ahead and watch it if you want. I think it's funny. And this is what my hair used to look like just a couple years ago. So I've got some data for you guys. And yeah, let's get right into it. Thing number 1, if you can switch to moisturizing shampoos and conditioners, that's great. If you cannot, this is not a big deal. I actually wanted to come here and talk about how little importance there actually is in the shampoo and conditioner use. Of course, they are important. Here's a little something. You are always going to compromise something, always. And here's what I'm talking about. If you're using shampoos with sulfates, so like regular drugstore shampoos, you are going to get that silky, better looking situation, but you're compromising your scalp's health, right? Because you will have buildup and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know if you knew this, but a lot of buildup actually causes your hair to like stop growing or decrease the growth rate of your hair. So that's one thing. But on the opposite side, if you are using the sulfate-free shampoos, yeah, you might not have that big of a scalp buildup, but you're compromising the look that you're gonna get in the end. So if you're using shampoos with sulfates, you're gonna get better looking, shinier, healthier looking hair, but you're compromising that buildup on your scalp that's gonna accumulate faster. If you're using sulfate-free shampoos, yep, your hair might not get as much buildup long term, but you're compromising that healthy, shiny, healthy in quotes look. So either way, regardless of what you use, you are compromising something. So it's up to you. You don't have to have an expensive shampoo. You don't have to keep using your very cheap shampoo. Like, you know what, it doesn't matter. And there are actually ways to get rid of that scalp buildup. You can look it up, you can chat GPT it, you can use apple cider vinegar rinses, you can put like a pre-shampoo on your roots, like jojoba oil or coconut oil or argan oil. Just keep it there for 30 minutes, and then when you wash it off, it kind of like softens up that scalp buildup, and when you actually wash your hair, it's gonna help get rid of it. So regardless of what type of shampoo you use, there's always a solution. Number 2, mask. Or masks, I guess I should say. This winter, we are increasing the amount of time we're moisturizing our hair because, for example, before the cold season, I used to just do hair masks once a week. Now I'm gonna do it 2 times a week. I also changed my mind about homemade masks a little bit. I used to say like, oh, the stuff in your kitchen belongs in the kitchen, which I still think it is true most of the time. But here's a mask that my friend who used to work as a hairdresser in South Korea told me about, and I started doing it, and it works really good. So she told me, take 1 egg yolk, take any oil that you have, whether it's argan oil, coconut oil, whatever. I use simple cold pressed virgin olive oil. I use about 2 tablespoons for my length. And I mix it with my favorite conditioner or hair masks. So you mix this whole thing together, you put it on your hair, obviously, like not your hair roots, because it's gonna be too heavy and your hair is gonna be dirty much sooner than it usually would. So you put it on your hair length, and preferably if you have some sort of like a shower cap, or if you have, just wrap your hair in something. And I walk around with this thing for an hour or 2, and you wash it off. The only thing is that you wanna do, actually, the thing you wanna keep in mind is do not wash your hair off, do not rinse the mask off with very hot water, because otherwise the egg yolk in this mask is gonna freaking cook. And I'm telling you, I did this before. It was pain in the butt to take all this like omelet pieces from your hair and try to get rid of them. It was really terrible. So don't be like me. Rinse your hair with like cool or lukewarm water. Don't get in a hot shower. I know we love hot showers, but not with this mask on. Number 3, wear your beanie, wear your scarf, wear your hood, wear something that covers your hair. I know we like to let it all out like that. Yeah, like look at my hair, it's so pretty. And it can be like minus 37,000 degrees outside, and we're still gonna walk around like that because it's just what we do. Honestly, this is one of the most underrated pieces of advice. I don't hear about it a lot, but I definitely changed my whole entire life, my whole entire hair health situation. Do not let your hair out when it's windy, when it's cold, when it's dry. We pay so much attention to protecting our hair when it comes to hot styling tools like straighteners or curlers or hair wands, whatever it may be. We pay so much attention to protecting our hair. Like before I did these waves, of course, I put a freaking lot of heat protecting spray on. But we talk about it a lot, but for some reason we don't talk about the opposite side of the spectrum. When it gets too cold, when it gets too dry, we don't protect our hair. We think that we only need to protect it when it's super hot, like from hot styling tools, but now when it's cold outside, we absolutely have to. External damage, and I mentioned in a lot of my other videos, external damage is one of the worst things that can influence your hair's health and the overall look. So always put your hair somewhere. Don't just let it all out when it's cold outside. Even if it's not windy, if it's just cold, don't let your hair out. Put it under something. This actually brings me to my next point. Point number 4 is minimize hot tools and minimize doing anything with your hair in this winter months. Here's something you probably didn't even think about, but when it's cold outside, it's not just the outside, okay? It's also the fact that we turn up heating in our places where we live, in our houses, in our apartments, so the air inside becomes dry too. It's not just the outside that's the enemy for your hair, it's also the inside. It's also our diet. When it gets cold, a lot of people tend to switch to like comfort food and fast food and stuff like that. And if we don't get enough nutrients or proteins, of course it's not gonna reflect good in our hair's health, especially when winter stops. Like the couple months of accumulating this terrible damage in our hair, this like terrible influence from just your apartment, just your house, just the inside. You don't have to go outside every day for the damage of winter to be shown that your hair. You just have to stay inside and don't do anything about it. So try to minimize styling, especially without heat protectant sprays. Don't touch your hair with a hot styling tool if you're not using heat protectant, okay? It's terrible. Try to minimize that bleaching if that's what you're into, especially if you're trying to grow your hair. I would like not bleach your hair. So try to minimize that as much as you can. Number 5, switch to silk scrunchies and hair cloths. I would just use regular hair ties in my hair like my whole entire life basically, and I was just like whatever. A lot of the times it just gets tangled in your hair. It's so hard to get off. I had freaking nervous breakdowns. I had to go back on lorazepam. I'm joking, but seriously, I had so many mental breakdowns trying to get this freaking hair tie off my hair. So terrible. Switch to silk scrunchies and hair cloths. I bought a whole pack of 4 and I have them everywhere, in my purse, in my backpack, in my bathroom, in my living room, everywhere. And instead of just using regular hair ties, they're so much more gentle on your hair. They cause so much less breakage, and they don't cause any breakage, but it's just so easier for you to work with your hair when you don't have to go through nervous breakdowns trying to get this like freaking stupid hair tie, like, or especially rubber hair ties. That's just terrible, off your hair. It just makes your life so much easier. Number 6, be gentle. I cannot stress this enough. This is another thing that not a lot of people talk about, along with the whole cold weather situation, but do not pull your hair when you brush it, especially with people like me. My hair is very thin and it gets tangled so easily. It's almost like I breathe the wrong way, and there's a freaking tangled spot on my hair somewhere every time. It's terrible. I hate brushing my hair. It's such a pain in the butt. But what you can do, first of all, get a detangling brush. I'm using a Tangle Tweezer that I got from Ulta for like $17 or something. One of the best brushes ever, especially for the wet hair. I don't recommend brushing wet hair too often though, but just so you know. I honestly have this freaking rage sometimes when I try to brush my hair and there's like this piece of hair that just won't brush no matter what you do, and it drives me nuts. And I know most of y'all probably have been through that. And I know no matter how hard it is, you just have to breathe in, breathe out, just be like, okay, this is not my hair's fault, okay? When it's windy outside, this is not your hair's fault that it gets tangled. It's the freaking wind, okay? It's not your hair's fault, okay? Don't rage on your hair. Go do it on something else, but not on your hair. Try to be patient. I know it's hard sometimes, but please be gentle with your hair. Brush it very carefully. Don't do this like I do. Try to be very gentle. Start from your ends and then you work your way to the top, and that's how you do it. Also, switch to silk pillowcases. They are a lifesaver for split ends and for our skin, by the way, too, if you didn't know. Number 7, if you watch some of my other videos about hair care, I used to be so against cutting my hair, which, okay, it's kind of still the case, but it's kind of not. Here's what I'm talking about. I think if you are trying to grow your hair, literally cutting your hair is not gonna make it grow. Your hair grows from your roots. Your hair does not grow from your freaking hair ends, so, right? It's like logical and everything. But if you have very damaged hair, and I used to have very damaged hair, and right now it's looking a little more towards that side, so I'm trying to get rid of that too. There's nothing wrong with going and cutting your hair. Do not cut 8 inches of your hair right away. I think it demotivates anybody to grow their hair. I think it's just the biggest bad thing that you can do for your hair, especially if you're like on your journey to grow it and you just recently cut it and then you go back and you cut another 8 inches because your hairstylist said so. Don't do this. It's not worth it. If anything, get rid of like 2 inches max, come back in a month, okay? And do that gradually, because I feel like when you cut off like 8 inches of your hair, it just like does something to your brain that you completely, first of all, you hate yourself, okay? Like you look in the mirror, you're looking at a completely different person. And the second thing, you just completely lose all motivation to grow your hair again. So I would not do that. Here's what I do. I don't go to hair salons, although if your hair is super damaged, I definitely recommend you to go and visit a hair salon. What I do, and it's really weird, but I take my scissors, okay? These are not professional scissors. They are professional, but they're not for your hair. But so I take the scissors and I literally, and this is gonna sound insane, but this is what I'm literally doing, and this is what have been saving me for like years. I literally go, I take like a strand of hair. Now it's gonna be hard to show because it's curled, but I take a strand of hair, obviously when it's straightened, and I go through it like this, and every single split end that I see, I just cut like this. I literally do this. This is, I know it's insane, it looks insane, it sounds insane, it is probably insane, but I don't care. I do this probably once every couple of months because I don't want to lose the length of my hair, and I also want it to be healthy. And I'm telling you, and sometimes I do cut like a lot, I'm talking about half an inch probably. I do it myself. I have no experience in hairdressing, hairstyling whatsoever, and my hair looks so much healthier when I cut it. So go to a hair salon if you don't want to do it yourself. If you are a little crazy weirdo like me, you can do this thing where you go through hair strand by strand and you cut off specifically split ends, or just like every like little thing that you see. It helps a lot to save the length so you don't lose that motivation to keep growing it, and at the same time it makes it look so much more healthy. That is everything that I wanted to talk about. Please let me know what your other advice and recommendations are in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel to see more of little beauty videos every single week, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.